What's up, everybody? It's your boy Melfi for another review. How you doing? How you doing? So today I'll be talking my thoughts on Lee Cronin's The Mummy, which came out today. I saw the early release yesterday, and oh boy, this film's getting popular with audience. But the critics, well, as you know, the critics, a bit mixed, but we don't care. Well, yeah. Before we begin, did you subscribe and hit the bell? So, you better not take sweets from weird strangers, especially strangers who will transfer an evil demon into you. So, let's check this out, shall we? So, yeah. This is something, okay. Alright, and warning, spoilers ahead, which, as I do, the film is already released today, so this will be released, I'm going to upload, this video will be uploaded, like, for tonight. So it'll be easier. But yeah. This is a film, man, which I'm quite impressed. If you recall my short review, like how I described it, I am not joking. If you take this film, if you combine Evil Dead, Pet Sematary, The Exorcist, in a pinch of the Terrifier, you have this film, which will make your skin crawl. And I'm not joking. There were some scenes that actually give you the heebie-jeebies, like if you recall, the one had she was the actress who played Katie peeling off her skin. Woo! Damn. I'm sorry, I haven't felt like that. I haven't felt that since I watched Terrifier 3. I am not joking. Damn. But the film, I'm quite impressed. They actually did well better than the one that Universal did. Like, the Tom Cruise one. They tried to, quote unquote, create the dark universe, and in reality it backfired. So yeah. This should have been the film, not the one they did with Tom Cruise. But of course, Besides, I kind of like how the direction with Lee Cronin, if you don't know, and it's also produced by James Wan, which, hey, if you see this guy, James Wan did a lot. When I saw Atomic Monsters, oh hell yeah, he's involved. Woohoo! But yeah, this was something interesting about the film, especially. Okay, it goes back to different places, like both in Cairo and New Mexico at the same time, and yeah, they're both in desert areas. And also the way it was handled, we take place 8 years ago in Cairo. We have this family, of course. We start with the other family, which is the more family of, let's just say, occultists, since the magician, who is a sorceress or priestess who controls this demon, is called what's the demon called? I forgot it's called. Where's the name? Where's the fucking name? Shit. Damn. It says with an N. Where is it? Where's the name? Where is the name? Where is it? Where's that damn name? Crap. Where is the name? Damn. I saw that name here before. The here. The Nazaranian. Which is supposed to be their version of Pazuzu. But way worse. Okay. What does okay, so I think this thing is way older than Pazuzu itself, or is actually a different form. I don't know, because damn. But I like how you have one scene where they found a VHS tape. Yes, a VHS tape in 2026. Well, I don't blame it, because there's some countries that don't have, the liberty of technology like everybody else, so they have to use old school technology. Good use for using VHS tapes. Especially, I forgot to mention, with the use of VHS tape featuring of Kay's, possession after she was kidnapped. Yeah, it gives me that Blair Witch vibe, like found footage. Quite good use. But as you know, I went to the theaters. It was full, and damn, there's a lot of people scream, mostly from the gore scenes. Which there's one scene that actually just it was the funeral scene. Which, okay, for those who haven't seen the movie, go watch it right now. Then come back tomorrow and watch this video, this review. This review will be out for today at night. So yeah, it was the scene when the grandma gets, well, ack, when Katie throws her out the window and she gets devoured by coyotes. Yeah, not a good sight. And somehow she manages to bust through the floor, the ceiling, and she jumps inside the casket, rips the grandma's body's, her corpse throat out, and drinking the embalming fluid. When I saw the fluid, like, oh my god! The fact I saw the embalming fluid coming out of the wound, Jesus Christ! I don't know who was the special effects artist right here, but damn. Let me see. Who was the special effects artist? Okay, production. Let's see. Where is it? Man, they don't say who's the person who did the special effects here. Shit. That's the one thing more important. You always put the name of the production artist, because damn, that was some good stuff. Whew. They gave me the heat. Especially one of them when came as to possess her younger sister, and she pulls the grandma's dentures out of the corpse's mouth, literally, and because her mouth was sewed shut. You know how? Okay. To those who don't know, in funeral process, when the people prepare the body, have to keep the mouth closed because it will just open, like you see in early, like old Victorian photos, you see with rags wrapped on their heads. Yeah, to keep the mouth shut. So you have to still mostly use like through the jawline to sew it shut. So she pulled the thread and pop comes the dentures. And the fact she was yanking all her teeth. Even the blood splattered over the egg where the grandma's friends were eating it until they puked when he saw that. Yeah. He was like, oh my god, you spoiled it. I did warn you, didn't I, you stupids? So don't blame me. But damn. This whole film was pretty good, including the intense scenes with the dynamic with the mom and dad, which, yeah. The dad knew something was up. What actually happened to her? Luckily, she was in contact with who's now in charge. Was in the flashback. She was just I don't know, a junior detective, while her boss was being an asshat. I think it was the parents, which I'm sorry, that guy deserved a punch in the face. I'm glad she redeemed herself and helped in this case. You know what's crazy? When she arrived at the magician's home, I thought she shot the bitch. Nope. Well, spoiler alert. Nope. And guess what she did to her daughter? You wanna know what happened? She cut her tongue out. Yeah. And it turns out, okay, but those who don't know, there was a scene where a young boy saw the plane crash. It turns out the two men in the body are actually her two sons. Who tried to transport the body, which he shouldn't have. Because, they had to flood the land. Which is insane. Yep. The fact that the investigator tried to friend her until she opens her mouth shows that her tongue's been cut off, which... Wow. That's insane. I don't know, because, they show a lot of body horror in this, but it's it's a good balance between the suspense, the body horror, and the gore. It's a good balance right there. And the fact you have the children, one of the girls cursing like once says the c word and it just drops the f bomb, which is insane. That's actually pretty funny. Man, I hope those actresses got their payday big time for this. They were good. I'd say they were okay. No offense, they were better than the ones who performed the Exorcist. You know, the two girls in the Exorcist. They did it better, and a good balance. Not just Dubak with the brother. Jesus. Especially, I like how I was expecting like all of them survive, but nope. We all know the grandma's going bye bye. Be religious. Whew. But the whole dynamic of it's this demon focused on destroying family, which has been doing it for centuries during the time in ancient Egypt. Wow, that's pretty cool. But overall, this was a good film. I enjoyed it. Hey, and you know how much is Rotten Tomatoes? Almost 80. It's 79. It's almost 80. So this film's actually did successfully. It had a budget only $22 million. Yeah, not like over budget like every other Hollywood film that goes like over $100-200 million budget. It's only 22 million. So that's a decent budget right there. Well, this box is only 1.5 million, but it just got released. Well, yesterday and today, so it's still growing. So I'll fill it in an update when I do during my reactions. I'll mention the box office update. So, but overall, the film, I give it a 8.5 out of 10 or 9 Egyptian pharaoh curses out of 10. But yeah, if you guys into like body horror or films, kind of like gives you the Evil Dead, Pet Cemetery vibe, this is a film for you. But I think that'll be it for today. If you enjoyed this review, give a like, comment down below, and what you experience watching the movie. And if you're new to the channel, that's it, subscribe already? Oh yeah. But yeah, I think that'll be it for today. And also, have a great day, have a great weekend, stay safe, peace out, see ya.